name is Gisela Delgado, and I am a kidney transplant recipient. I was able to find my living donor through doing a massive social media campaign. Really, the message was about, even if you don't think you're willing to donate or not suitable to donate, maybe you know someone who is, and it costs $0 to repost something, $0 to share information, and ultimately all that sharing really paid through. What I would recommend to anyone who is trying to figure out how they're going to be able to find a donor and they feel sort of helpless is that you have nothing to lose by putting yourself out there, right? It's just, you're basically going to be in the same situation, right? You're already waiting for a kidney, so what happens if you create a public Instagram page, which is free, and you say kidney for whatever your name is, and then it's a public place where people can share information. And for me, that also helped keep my regular day-to-day life separate, and then also have something that was totally dedicated to finding a kidney donor. Looking for my living donor, I created a blog, which then turned into the need to create a more formalized website, kind of explaining why I had the blog. And I wanted to have a place that had basically all the information as to who I was, why I needed a kidney transplant, but more importantly, like who I was, like outside of needing a kidney, so people know that I'm a real person, I'm relatable, I was doing all these other things, and then once you sort of get into kidney failure, there's all these other things that kind of start to take over. So I qualified to be on the list for the kidney transplant list on September of 2017, and I received my kidney on February 28th, 2019. So it was a process. It takes a while. One thing is that as much work as you're doing to advocate on your own behalf to get a living donor, you don't have a kidney until you have a kidney. And the donor process, depending on who the potential donor is, could take a while. And some people going through the process, honestly, it took them 3 months. And you can't stop looking when someone's in the process. So they say like two eggs in a basket is better than one, or you don't have a kidney until you have a kidney. So not to be overly pessimistic, but just keep that pipeline going. I would say up until the day of your surgery, because it doesn't hurt, and also not to be negative, but anything could happen the day of the surgery, and that way you have another potential donors, possibly good cross matches that can also just be ready to go. Biggest change post-transplant, and I would say literally from the moment I woke up, was that you just feel so much better. I mean, I was pretty sedated and on a lot of drugs waking up from surgery, but your body just feels like it's yours again. And some of the best things that you almost forgot what it was like, simple things like just being able to like get up, like wake up, like it wasn't a struggle where I was like, oh man, it's 10, oh man, it's 11, because I really couldn't get out of bed before transplant. It was getting pretty tough. Being able to like walk around and do stuff and not be so tired. Being able to eat all the things is really exciting. Your body definitely, like you'll wake up and you'll feel so much better, and it's time to like enjoy life a little. So eating all the things, doing all the things, and being very grateful that I got a transplant. My living donor was my brother, and we actually we reconnected because of the transplant. We hadn't really been on speaking terms. Stupid family stuff that happens sometimes, but you can't really be mad about stupid things when your brother saves your life. So it's been great. We've reconnected, we've become best friends again, and we just celebrated. We had a big 4-month anniversary party for the kidney transplant, and every month we call each other and we wish each other happy anniversary, because it's a miracle. I know it doesn't happen for everyone, so I feel like you got to keep celebrating. Don't take it for granted. I think the most challenging thing post-transplant, once you start to feel better, is that to remember that it's a marathon and not a race. There are days where I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this now because I have my kidney transplant, but the reality is I'm still recovering. So I tried to take a dance class because I was pretty active prior to transplant. I was feeling good, and all of a sudden in the middle of class my heart rate jumped to 185, and I was like, wow, that's not good, let me sit down. And it's remembering that even though you feel good and you might look better on the outside, inside you're still healing, and it's a long process. And not to be down on myself, because it's only been 4 months. You know, it's gonna take, they said, you know, it could be up to a year before I really feel 100% again. So I think that's the biggest thing post-transplant for me, is like, even though I have this second chance of life, take advantage of it, do things, push it, but also pay attention to my body. So it's like, we have a schedule. It's like fun thing, rest, rest. Fun thing, rest, rest. And because you wanna do stuff, but it's just remembering to be in tune with your body. So I ended up coming to New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell Transplant Center because I was referred by my nephrologist from Lenox Hill, and he told me this is the place I needed to be, and that he had a lot of friends here, and that they would take good care of me, which he was absolutely right. Everyone has taken good care of me. Since transplant here, I have actually made friends with people on social media that have also come here, and I have also advocated for this hospital for people to come here, not just because of my experience with the hospital and the staff, but also because the success rate overall, that, you know, it's facts, not feelings. Like, I feel good about this hospital, but then there's the facts that support my feelings. So, you know, the largest network, the partnership with the Kidney Registry org, which really excited. One of my friends, actually through the Kidney Registry, just found out that she's getting her transplant in 2 weeks, and I was able to get her to come here from another hospital, and she's been on dialysis since December of 2018. So you figure she moved here, and through the Kidney Registry network and everything, she was able to find a match through a match through a match. So that's not available at all hospitals. A lot of hospitals have much smaller partner exchange programs. So to me, you kind of want to go to the best of the best, right? When you want to experience something, it's like, do your research. Like I said, facts, not feelings, and just find out what is your best option. And when in doubt, you know, it doesn't hurt to come somewhere for a second opinion.